What up, y'all? So I just got done scrolling down YouTube, right? And I ran across a Errol Spence fight by Showtime Boxing or whatever. So I watched the whole fight with Errol Spence and Kell Brook. And I always knew this, but it just refreshed my memory because I just literally just got done watching this shit. And I seen some adjustments Errol Spence did in that fight that a lot of people didn't talk about, because leading up to this Terence Crawford fight as of now, and you hear people breakdowns, one of the things they say is Terence Crawford make adjustments. Errol Spence don't. And not only is that completely wrong, that's just a flat out lie. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how this shit is. I'm going to break this shit down for real. This how it happened in that Kell Brook fight, right? So first round, ding ding, bell rung. They sizing each other up. First thing Errol Spence came out with was the jab. He was working with the strong jab, as usual. He came out with the jab, but Kell Brook immediately had a solution for Errol Spence's jab. Errol Spence was landing with the jab, right? He was landing with the jab, but Kell Brook was coming back over top of Errol Spence's jab because he was a little taller, a little longer, and it's just his style. He fight on his toes. He was standing up a little tall, standing up kind of high. So he'll come over top on Errol Spence's jab with his own jab. And it was working for about a half a round or a round. Errol Spence made the first adjustment by start dipping to his left and start coming back over top with his left hand. He would throw his jab, right? Then he'd dip to the left. So that way, Kell Brook jab would go straight over Errol Spence's head while Errol Spence come back over top with the left hook. And he'll do that, right? Then Kell Brook made an adjustment. Kell Brook adjustment to that was he'll just like turn Errol Spence, and he started shooting his right hand, just throwing the straight right cross without even, without his jab, without throwing the jab. And it would catch Errol Spence sometimes. So Errol Spence came back, right? After Kell Brook had a little success with some nice straight right hands, Errol Spence would come back, adjust to the right hand. This time, when he made the adjustment, because when Kell Brook throw his right hand, he ain't just shooting it from where he stand and stand in his same position. But what he would do is when he throw it, he would lead his whole body into you. So that way, Errol Spence couldn't come back over top with the left hand no more. You see what I'm saying? That's what Kell Brook did. Smart. The nigga was a good-ass boxer. That's why I say Kell Brook wasn't the same when he fought Errol Spence and when he fought Terence Crawford. It was two different versions of Kell Brook. Kell Brook was still on top of his game. When he fought Triple G, that shit only lasted about 4 rounds, and it was it. Errol Spence had to break him. Had to take it from him. But, like I said, Kell Brook would throw his whole body at Errol Spence. So that's why when Errol Spence was saying his neck, like, damn, my neck would hurt. Because when Kell Brook would throw that right hand, Errol Spence dip, he putting his body weight on top of his fucking neck, as a tactic. Great tactic. Not only get the right hand off so Errol Spence wouldn't get nothing off, also to worm down, you know what I'm saying, with his body weight. So, right, Kell Brook had a little success with that. Then Errol Spence came back, made another adjustment. They love to say the nigga he don't adjust, but he came back, made another adjustment. His next adjustment was the left uppercut to the body. So Errol Spence, this time, right, instead of trying to go over top with the left hand, what Errol Spence would do is he used Kell Brook. He always throw this shot. Kell Brook momentum against him. You know, he didn't stop dudes with this same shot. This is my favorite punch from Errol Spence. It's the left uppercut to the body. And he don't throw it like everybody throw it. He throw it in a different type of way. That motherfucker got some velocity to it. It's different. So, Kell Brook come in with his whole body, right? Errol Spence put him in a trick bag. Boom. Left uppercut to the body. You can see Kell Brook's body kind of lift up. Like, you kind of lift up with it like, damn, they hurt it. So after he catch Kell Brook with that, he got off a perfect shot. Then he'll come back on top with the left uppercut because that's his free hand. Because his right hand, he can't really get that off because how Kell Brook was positioned. So after he hit him with the left uppercut to the body, go over top with the left hook, then he start mixing up punches, doubling up on the hook, and start, Kell Brook stopped doing that shit. After a round or two of Errol Spence getting off that uppercut, Kell Brook stopped doing that. Then that's when you see Errol Spence start pushing Kell Brook back. After he started pushing him back, he went back. He started going back to the jab. And then every time Kell Brook throw that straight right hand, go watch the fight now. Every time Kell Brook throw that straight lead with the straight right cross again, Errol Spence got the left uppercut waiting on him. Boom. Fucking him up. And then after that, it was downhill, pressure, all will, pressure, mental strength, and all that combined. And then he finally broke Kell Brook. There was a lot of right hooks in there too and everything like that, but I'm just saying, I'm just focusing on like the key adjustments I seen. After that, Kell Brook ran out of shit. He ran out of shit he could do. He like, damn, everything I came with, he come with something. Everything I come with this, he come with that. For people that say Errol Spence don't make adjustments, you see Terence Crawford making adjustments, right? It's because most of the time dudes is getting the best of him, beating his ass. You know what I'm saying? Really getting the best of him. Right? He had to make that adjustment versus Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez was, touching him up with the jab, doing real good. He had to adjust, and then he caught him with a shot, knocked him out. Even though he got hit in the leg with the chopstick, it's still, he did what he had to do. He made the adjustment with Shine. Shine was beating him. That's when he made the adjustment with Shine. I'm talking about Terence Crawford. Green Beans was beating his ass. Dropped him. He had to make the adjustment with that. Plus, he was a front runner. He ran out. You got to be able to see when Kell Brook would come with something, make an adjustment to Errol Spence ain't run out. He pulled something else out the bag, He pulled the quarter out. He pulled the balloon out. He kept pulling different shit out the bag to where he wasn't running out of shit to do. He ran out of shit to do first. So, when it comes... And also, I'm going to have to add this somewhere in the video because I missed this. Errol Spence also had to adjust to the referee because the type of referee, I'm not sure if it was because the referee he was or the fact that they was fighting in England in Kell Brook, hometown or whatever. The referee wouldn't let Errol Spence fight on the inside, like lean on him like he usually do and load on him on with combinations, like really lean on him. He wouldn't let much inside fight happen early in the fight. Anytime to where they close to clinching or they on the inside, Errol Spence got an arm free working on the inside, the referee would come in, break them up. So Errol Spence really had to get like single shots on Kell Brook's body. So that was an adjustment. He had to adjust on with the referee. And also when Kell Brook was fighting with his heart around like the 9th, 10th round, it was all heart. Kell Brook was really broke then, but he was fighting with the rest of the heart that he had left that Errol Spence was about to take, along with his eye. Errol Spence had to give him lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? Not let him try to get him on the ropes. Kell Brook started trying to get Errol Spence on the ropes. Errol Spence started showing good footwork and lateral movement and walk and set Kell Brook set traps for him. and start getting them like that. So that was another thing. I just had to add this in there. Because somebody like Green Beans, once Terence Crawford made an adjustment, and you ain't got shit, then that's it. So you got to make an adjustment to his adjustment. So then, right, my point is Terence Crawford make all these adjustments because guys who in there with him is actually like getting with his ass, fucking him up sometimes. So you have to make if he really better, like a lot of people say he is. When you really truly better than these guys, you got to make a judgment and get them, and you got to beat them. But with Errol Spence, most of the time, he ain't got to make a judgment with most of his opponents because it's dominating. He dominating. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's like you got to put that shit on the scale and weigh it up. Okay, he making adjustments because they fucking him up. He making adjustments. He ain't making adjustments because he beating their ass. Kell Brook was getting with Earl. So Earl had to go through adversity and make adjustments to him. The question is, why is Terence Crawford having to go through adversity with all these guys that ain't even on his level? You see Errol Spence, if a nigga ain't on his level up there, he ain't no adversity. Fuck, I'm making an adjustment for if I'm beating your ass out the gate. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. So I wanted to talk about that because I just got done watching it. So I'm like, fuck, I might well do a video. Fuck it. But yeah, that's how I look at this shit, man. You got Errol Spence making he makes adjustment. You got to be able to make him make adjustments. You got to be good enough. You got to be somewhat on his level to make him make adjustments. That's why when people say he don't do this, he don't do that, his comeback is always, shit, I ain't have to. And it's facts. Like, why would you do that shit? Like, if you ain't got to. Like, if this is what's finna get this nigga up out of there and break him, I don't need it. What the fuck he need to make adjustment against Danny Garcia for? If he come out puffing his fucking eye, about to take his eye with the jab, what the fuck is he gonna adjust to today? He already adjusted the man eyeball and made it from flat to fat. That's the only thing that's getting adjusted. You heard me? Your rib go from normal to motherfucker out your body. He adjusting that type of shit. So he don't really need to adjust his own style. You know what I'm saying? He adjusting you and your body parts. But, you know, your facial structure. You heard me? But it is what it is, man. I just want to make that video. So y'all hit that like button. And subscribe to the channel. If this happened to be your first video you watched of mine, make sure you subscribe. And it is what it is, man. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.